go.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Celestial Citadel Superheroes. And today we are, for all intents and purposes, going to be going over some more spooky topics. I've got the Dr. Rain and the detective here. And we've got four big topics that we're going to be covering. The main one, of course, being, or at least the main first one, being up the creepiest villains or at least the villains we think are the creepiest in the entire verse. These don't even have to be villains we face, just villains we've heard about or villains we potentially know about. You know, just some of the creepiest individuals. And I'm going to let the detective and Dr. Rain go first with this because I think I might be able to take the cake in terms of just genuinely terrifying villain.
Oh boy. Yeah. First up, before we get started here, I am announcing my retirement from medicine.
Oh, dang. It's pretty.
I am old as fuck.
Hmm.
Yeah, need to spend some time with the lady.
I keep forgetting exactly. How old are you again?
I am 65.
Damn. Yeah, but you don't look a day over 40. I mean, you have no wrinkles, so it's kind of hard to believe that you're 65.
Have you seen the corners of his eyes? It's a little obvious there.
Okay, yeah, true.
I mean, my hair being more silver than the actual metal kind of gives it away.
Yeah, true. Alright, so, Dr. Rain, what is, like, the creepiest villain you've ever, like, heard of or potentially, like, seen?
Prometheus.
Prometheus?
It's the Prometheus.
Huh. Like,
What's
wow.
that?
It's a Greek mythological legend. Turns out Prometheus was actually real.
Huh.
Yeah, why is that?
Like, why do you consider him to be the creepiest? Go into details.
This is going off of a second-hand account. I used to work with this guy who had retired about 15, 20 years before I had. The guy was old as hell, by the way. I'm pretty sure he's dead nowadays, but it turned out the guy had faced Prometheus. He was telling me about how him and his partner were sent to Greece. To go to investigate some geological anomaly or something like that. Can't exactly remember what, but it was a geological anomaly of sorts. This would have been way before any of your guys' time, by the way, so you're hearing this from me.
Damn.
And so they find Prometheus, still rolling that boulder up that steep mountain, and
That's not Prometheus, dude. That's Sisyphus. You got them confused.
Yeah.
Sisyphus was rolling the boulder up the mountain. Prometheus is the guy who's like attached to a rock and has his liver eaten like every single day.
And so either way, they find Prometheus. It turns out not only was him being eaten alive causing a geological anomaly, but I can't exactly describe it in much detail because the guy was old, and all I heard most of the time were slurred speech. I think the guy was having a stroke when he was telling it.
Yeesh.
So anyway, that was Prometheus. So, Mr. Detective, you got anything to say here?
Yeah, actually. One of my investigations ended up leading me to this small town outside of Wisconsin.
Ooh.
There, apparently, what had been happening was like a series of disappearances. Notably, all the people who have been disappearing have been young girls. So, very simple. A little stalking and kidnapping case, you'd think. But the truth is, no, it actually got a lot weirder than that.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, apparently, like, aside from getting embroiled with basically every single problem this town had to offer, and holy shit, did it have its fair share. Did it have its share of problems. It's like, I doubt a shrink would even be able to help cover half the stuff I've seen there. But looking deeper, I had started experiencing really weird dreams, seeing visions, and eventually, like, for some reason, like, upon starting this investigation, I learned the name of the person who'd been kidnapping and murdering these girls. His name was
Edward.
Frank.
Oh, I was gonna say Edward Scissorhands.
Nah, Edward Scissorhands would never. Edward Scissorhands would never do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too good a kid. But still, just like I was in, still like I learned the name of this person, but the thing is, I couldn't find them. It's just like as if they didn't exist. That's not even. Yeah, the thing is, like, that's not even the half of it, though. So I just keep going, lead after lead. What I end up finding out is that not only is this Frank guy, not only has he been dead for a long time, and somehow he came back as a serial killer, he's been possessing people in order to commit these killings. The last person who went missing was a young girl who was fairly popular in the town. The last person he possessed was her father. Not just to kill her, but to do other unspeakable things to her.
Jesus Christ. I think I
Yeah.
heard about this. Didn't they make a TV show out of this?
Yeah, it was a really good show.
Huh.
But like,
Yeah,
but this show was like, this show happened before anything I did. Like it was a funny coincidence, and like the guy I was working with at the time, it was like the sheriff of the town. He was like making jokes about it the whole time. He kept calling me Dale Cooper.
Heh.
Yeah, the town's diner though did make a really good cherry pie though.
Eh. I've never been
Yeah.
that much of a fan of pie overall that has like the physical fruit in it. I don't really know why. Yeah,
Well,
maybe
that's
it's
your
just,
problem.
it's probably just a texture thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But look, like I got my own kinds of texture sensitivities, but I like stuff like that. So like, I don't know, maybe I'm the weird one.
No, I think most
Yeah.
people like physical fruit in their
anyways.
pie.
Yeah, I'm more of an apple pie guy than a cherry pie guy.
I would kill for
I-
some rhubarb right now.
Yeah, I don't know why, but cherry pie is just too syrupy for me.
Eh. Like the one I had was like rather fresh, but that's beside the point. So the thing is, like, I did end up finding out like how to stop the killer though. Problem was, it required me being stuck in like an alternate dimension for several years before I was able to get out. Like it felt like in reality I was gone for only a year, but it felt like I was gone for like, I don't know, 20.
Yeesh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could
that was
never
not
do
helpful.
that.
Yeah, well, I hope you never do. Also, apparently, like, while I was stuck in that alternate dimension, the Frank had like made a doppelganger of me and was possessing it and was doing all kinds of weird shit. That was not a fun return trip. Nobody believed I was who I said I was.
No.
Yeah, but eventually we managed to stop him. We managed him in that dimension, and hopefully it stays that way.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess it's my turn to talk about the creepiest villain or who I think the creepiest villain in this verse is. Now, I've never actually fought this woman myself, but have you two ever played God of War Ascension?
No.
I've heard. What, is this like based off the Furies or something?
Yeah, she has powers similar to the Furies. What about that? Do you know of like that bug girl from the Mortal Kombat games that everybody kind of felt angry about?
Devora.
Yeah, imagine if
I know about her.
Yeah, imagine if Devora like had holes all over her body, and out of those holes came bugs. That's what this supervillain is.
Well, why? Dude, why are you trying to trigger my fucking tryptophobia?
Because that's literally what this woman is, tryptophobia. Or trypophobia, or however the fuck you say it.
Yeah, how do you pronounce that?
Either way, that's basically what this villain is. And I never fought her myself, but one of my homeboys, who basically is like the opposite of my power, he can control fire, says that he had to fight her on several occasions, and he hated it. Like, he genuinely hated dealing with this woman simply because of the fact that he just could not look at her. She was creepy as hell. And me being the dumbass that I am, I was like, can't be that bad. He shows me a picture of her, and I instantly reel back in just innate disgust because I just physically could not handle looking at that woman under any circumstance.
Dude, I am actually getting itchy listening to it.
Yeah, it is terrible.
I'm actually itching.
And I hate everything dealing with that individual, because because like, first off, how do you even get powers like this? Like, where do you get these powers from? And apparently he said she was just like, the product of a government experiment, and she went crazy after a while. And I'm like, yeah, I would too. I'd get super crazy. In fact, I would go absolute butt shit insane.
Bug shit insane.
Exactly. Of course, I think nowadays she doesn't like show off her body. I think she like wears armor now, because bug armor isn't really fucking.
Oh, you mean like a chitin exoskeleton? You mean?
Yeah. Although to be honest, like bug exoskeletons are pretty weak. Like, against predators, they might be pretty powerful, but like, against being thrown against a wall, or literally like getting your face caved in through a building, yeah, I don't think a bug exoskeleton is gonna really work against that. And I'm honestly happy I've never had to fight her, because if I even attempted to fight someone like this, I would just be puking the whole time, or scratching my body ferociously. Because that is just... Yeah, and what's funny is apparently she's not even the only villain out there that has bug powers. I'm more disturbed by the bug powers, not even just the trypophobia, just the bug powers in general. Because I am not a fan of bugs. I think some bugs are cute, but I'd rather feed them to a lizard than keep them as a pet.
It sounds like something I would have exterminated on the spot.
Ugh.
Exterminate that on the spot. Turn that woman into sand.
She becomes the Sandman.
Yeah, because I am not seeing Bug Lady again.
Before we move on to the next topic, do we have any other stories of like really creepy villains?
I think it's about it.
Really?
No,
you guys?
All I could think about was Prometheus.
All right. Next topic. Most dangerous thing we've ever done with our powers. I'm sure we at least have more than one story for this, because I'm sure we've all at least used our powers for something legitimately dangerous or something really stupid.
I shot a black hole out of my gun and almost got sucked into it once.
How heavy was the black hole?
About the size. Yeah, I'd say it was like a basketball.
Jesus Christ, that's one dense black hole.
Yeah.
How did that not tear apart the planet?
I had no idea, but it did tear apart the building, though.
Yeesh. Any other dumb things you done with you done? Like,
I can't really say anything dumb I've done with my powers.
Yeah. Besides the flooding someone's office with Skittles story. Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, dude. That doesn't count. Doesn't count because like my powers don't do anything. I just get drunk.
And you flood. Yeah, you get drunk and then you flood it, and then you flood entire rooms with Skittles.
Oh, fuck off.
I wish I was there. I probably would have been able to eat my way out of that.
Ugh.
Good luck eating all that green apple Skittles.
I don't mind green apple Skittles. Okay, I think green apple Skittles get too much hate.
Are you saying I would have eaten my way through them?
Yeah, because it's green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see. What's another dumbass thing I do with my powers? I shot a black hole out of a gun. Flood someone's office with Skittles. Sorry, Sean. Again. Let's see what I do. No, can't really think of anything else.
Yeah.
So Mr. Detective, what you got?
Well, now you made me say it, so I guess that is the dumbest thing I've done with my powers.
Get drunk and flood your office with Skittles.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Do you even have matter duplication powers?
No. That means I had to get a bunch of Skittles. I have no idea where I got them from. I tried looking on my fucking expenditure, on my fucking like credit card expenses, but apparently I bought all this shit in cash.
How'd you get so much cash?
I probably went to, I don't know. Either I went to an ATM or maybe I just gave you tips. I keep forgetting.
Man, I thought you would have gotten drunk, mistaken a big air mattress for a giant ice cream sandwich on Amazon and bought that.
Giant ice cream sandwich. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I've heard that story too. Damn, I want an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want a giant ice cream sandwich.
I have ice cream and I have cookies, so I guess I could, make something out of that.
Oh yeah.
Really just depends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'd have to say that the dumbest thing I ever did with my powers had to be when I went to a keg party a while ago, and everyone was sort of complaining that the beer wasn't cold anymore, even though it was in kegs. So what I did was I decided to use my ice powers to basically make the kegs super cold. And of course,
you just turn them into ice.
Actually, no. Something even dumber happened. I made the beer at like the perfect temperature of coolness, so that. And here's the thing. I may not like the type of beer that they had wasn't like your standard Budweiser or anything. This was the good shit. This was like.
Oh, you made a beer slushy.
Yes, I made a beer slushy, and it wouldn't come out of the keg, and only some of it would come out of the keg. So everyone was just assuming that we ran out of beer or the kegs were just out of beer instantly. And then like 2 hours later, when people were trying to get rid of the kegs or trying to put them down, lo and behold, they pick them up and there's just more beer in there. But the thing is, it's very diluted. It's very watery, meaning that alcohol is spread out a lot more. Everyone got 3 times as drunk as they were supposed to.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I still feel like that may not have been the dumbest thing.
You're kidding.
I feel like the dumbest thing I've ever truly done with my powers was try to freeze a volcano and stop it from erupting.
Oh no.
It didn't work. In fact, it actually sped up the process.
No.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah. Not a fun weekend. Actually, not a very fun weekend, but it was definitely a weekend that I remember.
Yeah, weekend to never forget.
Yep. It was something I just couldn't bring myself to ever truly like. Oh man, how do I even like just like when I think about that weekend, I just can't believe how dumb of a situation that was. Because it wasn't just a dumb situation. It was literally me like assuming that hot versus cold would win here. But then I realized that's not even the case. That's like, I forgot just how ridiculous volcanoes can actually be. Because if you do anything to mess with or to screw with like the volcanic center or the magma inside of it, it will lead to the shit getting worse. It will 100% lead to that shit getting worse. And that's not something I wanted to deal with. But then I caused it. I caused it, and I fucked up the entire island for everybody that day. And I'm pretty sure you all know exactly what island I'm referring to when I say this, but it was the Krakoan Zeo Island, the place where most of the heroes in the Celestial Citadel used to go to get away, just specifically so that they could have like a vacation. Now no one can use that island anymore until all the volcanic ash goes away. Which technically, now that I think about it, I could probably clean up, but I don't want to fuck the island up even more than I already have.
Damn.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I used to go to that island.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah, back in my heyday, that island was the spot.
It was also the spot where many heroes lost their virginity.
Yeah, because it's basically just Krakoa. We know that.
Well, it's not exactly
right.
like Krakoa from the X-Men.
Yeah.
I want to be real. I kind of feel bad for. I actually really do feel bad for like Magneto in the X-Men comics because he tried making the Krakoa Island 7 times before eventually the X-Men were like, yeah, let's just have the island anyway. Like, I would have been pissed off if I was Magneto. I would have been like, oh, you mean the island I wanted to make? You know, the island I tried making 17 times, but you kept telling me not to? That island? We like the island idea now? I would have been pissed. I would have been so pissed.
Damn.
Man.
Alright, what's the next query?
Next query is the most fucked up thing we've ever seen a villain do. Ooh, boy.
Oh man, I'll go first on this one because this one is grotesque.
Oh boy.
It's yeah. I once saw a villain turn some poor guy's muscles into mush.
That is gross.
And that poor guy is just nothing but a sack of mush and bones.
Yeesh.
Gross.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a beanbag coming down.
Look like a bean bag. The bag of the beans. Huh.
When the villain drops the guy onto the ground. He looks like a beanbag ragdoll going down.
Did he kind of look like a water balloon in those water balloon videos when they drop them on the ground but they don't like pop, so they just like and then go back into shape?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It was grotesque.
Damn. Because people don't go splat when they hit the ground. They bounce.
Bounce when she walk.
Bounce when she walk. When she walk.
What about you, detective?
I mean, like, just finding out that just finding out that there was a freaking supernatural serial killer who's possessing a girl's father in order to, do horrible things that fathers should not be doing to their children. I think that says plenty.
Yeah, that kind of takes the cake, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
kind
does
of.
take the cake.
The only thing is, I'm just wondering what flavor cake it is. Because if it's red velvet, then now I'm pissed off.
God damn.
Yeah, well, for me, I guess the most fucked up thing I've ever seen a villain do is probably, this is gonna sound a little iffy, but it probably has to be the time I once I was walking through a supervillain's lair at one point, and in order to more or less just hunt them down and stop them from doing evil things, I kind of walked in on them dissecting somebody.
Ooh, that sounds gross.
Yeah.
That nasty.
Yeah.
That's just gross, man.
It was... Yeah, it is truly disgusting, and I don't know.
I close them on the spot.
Yeah, I kind of couldn't, because, well, if I did, I wouldn't have been able to stop them from killing the individual. It was one of those situations where they were, like, holding somebody hostage, so, yeah, eventually I just said screw it, and decided to, more or less, walk out the room. And then I realized there was another door into that room, so I snuck in from there, and then I froze him. Which, I'm just gonna be real, was just so fucking... Yeesh. It was just so fucking ridiculous. Like, I swear to God, like, it was... Like, I had never actually seen someone be legitimately dissected. I think the closest I've seen to, like, actual surgery was literally that, Surgeon Simulator game.
Ooh.
You know, the one that Markiplier played and basically killed the guy 50 times before finally getting it right.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, over that game.
Yeah, turns out that supervillain was actually a serial killer named, the Mad Doctor.
It'd be a lot funnier if his name was Nigel.
It was a woman.
Oh. A lot funnier if her name was still Nigel, though.
Yeah, it would be funny. We could make a lot of wild Thornsberry jokes.
No, because that's the name of the doctor from Surgeon Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the character... Like, Nigel's actually a character and has a canon name.
Huh. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. If you know about the game Octodad, they, made an Easter egg about him.
Oh, yeah, because it was developed by the same studio.
I don't know if it was... Hold on, I'm going to look that up real quick. Octodad.
I know they're the same people who made the oh god, let me think of it. No, it's the same people who made
God,
I Am Bread.
The Octodad website is still up.
That's cool.
Yeah. It just keeps getting re-released.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, it's not on PS5 though. Not yet.
I'd love a new Octodad game though.
Yeah. It's made by the group Young Horses.
So their name is Ponies?
No, the developer is called Young Horses.
Yeah, it'd make more sense if they called themselves Ponies.
Yeah, what else? Alright, I'm going to the website right now. I'm gonna see what else they made.
Yeah.
Bug Snacks. We Are What We Eat.
They made Bug Snacks?
Yeah, the card game.
Oh, the card game? Oh.
Yeah, and also this other game. Okay, so they made an actual card game and the original. What? You sounded surprised when I mentioned Bug Snacks. Is that something you like?
Yeah, I fucking love bug snacks. That first a bug and then a snack. I swear to God, it's so adorable. Like I love that game so much.
I'm not making that up. That's actually the name of one of their games. It's one of the more recent releases.
Yeah, I love bug snacks. It's freaking adorable.
They mostly make educational games, it seems.
Hmm.
Snake Date, Independent Ant, Ambassador, a student edition for Octodad.
I don't know how you could turn Octodad educational unless you're teaching them about like zoology or something.
I don't even know. That would still apply though. Let's see. Alright, I'm looking at their Steam page. So, Octodad, Dadliest Catch, Bug Snacks, and yeah, that's about it. They don't make a lot of stuff.
Huh.
So it looks like Snake Day, Student Edition of Octodad, and Ambassador and Independence are their most recent releases. They released them last year in April. Oh shit, Crypt of the Necrodancer. I need to get that one of these days.
Huh. Nice.
Crypt of the Yeah.
Alright. We blew through these questions a lot faster than I thought. We've only recorded for like 31 minutes.
Oh man, it's been that fast.
Yeah, let's go on to the last topic, and then I guess we can wing it from there. What are some times we've had to kill a villain?
Oh man, every single villain I've ever met, had either died by their own hand or I killed them.
What led to you ending the life of these individuals?
Mostly for the fucked up shit they did. Yeah. And the ones I actually did have to kill were the wannabe gods and demigods. It's because, well, they were going to cause problems in the future, and we don't want that.
True.
And so they either got Swiss cheesed or turned to sand.
You love turning people to sand, don't you?
So, yeah, that's kind of my signature move. So, sometimes I turn them into sand, then glass.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's, yeah. I had to do it to this one god, well, goddess actually. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, why I turned her into glass?
Really?
Yeah, I think it was because she had matter manipulation powers as well, but she could not heat up anything and do anything with it. So I thought if I turned her into glass, it would have been the end of it, and luckily it was.
Luckily.
Yeah. She probably would have stolen my signature move. Turn you guys into sand.
I don't want to be sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere.
Rough and irritating.
It's everywhere.
The fact that we were about to say that all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta love Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
Remember when everyone thought he was going to be voicing Shadow in the Sonic movie?
I still kind of wish he was.
Yeah, me too. I feel like his voice would have been perfect.
Yeah, because like he sounds a bit like David Humphrey. That's the reason why.
Yeah. And David Humphrey is still the best Shadow voice next to Jason Griffith.
Yeah. No shame to Kirk Thornton. He's growing on me. Kirk Thornton's growing on me.
Yeah, I feel like
But,
he needs to stop making his voice so damn scratchy.
That's just kind of what he sounds like, though.
Like in real life, his voice just sounds very scratchy.
A little bit, yeah. He's old. That's.
Wow. Okay, well, what about you, Detective? When is a time you've had to kill a villain?
I actually don't really kill my villains all that often.
Yeah, well, give us a situation where you had to do so. He's contemplating. I can hear the gears in his head turning.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the mouse in the wheel.
Well, again, I never really had to. Like, unless they were like extra dimensional, I usually just seal them away or just throw them in jail.
So,
I guess the closest. Well, I've never killed anyone, but I've gotten pretty close to doing so. I had to be stopped by another hero, though.
oh, damn.
It wasn't a supervillain, though. It was actually just a regular human trafficker.
Huh.
I nearly beat the guy to death.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I would have turned the guy into sand.
Of
I
course
would
you
have
would've
froze
turned to
him.
sand because you're predictable as fuck.
I would have froze him.
You were frozen today?
I was frozen today.
I was frozen today.
Yeah, I guess in my situation, I'm the type of person that doesn't have a no-kill rule, so I would also kill villains. But like, there was specifically a supervillain that I remember killing. I think it was actually my first kill when I ended up having to deal with a supervillainess who basically launched like a bunch of random androids on a city just for the shits and giggles of it. Like, she really is that type of villain that's just evil for the fun of it. And I hate those types of villains mainly because if you are just evil for the fun of it, you are the definition of a motherfucker I want to put in the ground. Because these people, they don't have any reasons. You know, they don't have any reasons behind what they're doing. They just do what they want to because they feel like they just feel like it's fun. And you know what? I get it. You feel like it's fun. You feel like it's, you know, huge. It's a ridiculous thing that you can go out and do because, yeah, why wouldn't you want to have fun doing all this shit? Why wouldn't you want to go out of your way to, you know, just cause a lot of chaos and destruction? And unless they're suffering from some type of mental illness, I can never truly bring myself to have any sympathy for these people. And after a while, I eventually just couldn't handle it anymore. This woman released a swarm of robots, a swarm of them, on an innocent populace. Literally killed tons of women and children.
Yep.
And I just couldn't handle that shit. I could not handle it. And eventually, I didn't just freeze her, but I made sure she couldn't get out. I made sure that I used compacted ice on her.
Oh.
Yeah. So even if so it would take forever to melt. And you need like an incredible amount of super strength just to break it. So yeah.
Damn, girl, you crazy.
Yeah, you know what I would have done if I was you?
Turned her to
Sand.
sand.
No.
What?
Pull a Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah.
Freeze her, then punch her head so friggin' hard her spine comes coming. Comes flying
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, do a Mortal Kombat fatality on her.
You know, funny thing is, I actually rewatched the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, but if that actually was me, she would have been turned to stone, not sand. Yeah, that way, all I'd have to do is just punch the head off, and yeah, boom, no
You're
more
gonna punch-
crazy android lady.
You're gonna punch stone.
Yeah, I can do that.
Huh.
Why don't I believe you?
I can punch stone.
Okay, you say that, but I don't believe you.
Yeah. I would have to have a specialized gauntlet for it. But yes, I can punch stone
Well, that's more believable.
and break it.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, because why would I punch it barehanded? I would just think
You're
that like
nuts.
Doctor Strange. I would just think that like Doctor Strange and had fucked up hands.
Didn't he heal his hands at the end of that movie?
No.
Wait, so his hands are still messed up?
Kind of.
I genuinely thought at the end of the movie he looked down at his hands, moved them normally, but he didn't care because, you know, he has a new responsibility now. Yeah, that's what happened. Guess I might have to rewatch the first movie.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Alright, well, I actually had a bit of a surprise. I kind of predicted that we would be, well, I kind of predicted that we would end up running out. So I asked some sidekicks, some of the younger sidekicks, to send in some of their Halloween-themed questions for us. So we can answer them until we, get to a much longer place. So this first question comes from the sidekick, simply known as Strato Girl. She ends up asking, a very simple one, but what are we all going to dress up as for Halloween?
I'm not gonna
Ghostface.
dress up.
Okay, let's try that again, one at a time.
Ghostface.
I'm not dressing up.
Let me guess, because you think you might get canceled in the future?
No. I'm just lazy.
Well, I plan on dressing up as Spyro the Dragon. Yeah.
Spyro, a good character.
Yeah, Spyro's a fantastic character.
I'm just gonna put a cauldron in front of my house, fill it full of a bunch of candy, and just leave. And let's let the kids deal with them.
Yeah, just let the kids go, have Mortal Kombat tournaments over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
No,
watch
that's
him.
like-
Just watch him through the peephole.
That's creepy, dude.
Mortal Kombat.
Xenomorph versus Jason Voorhees.
Your mom versus
Yo,
your
mama.
dad.
All right, next question.
Alright. Next question is, what is our favorite classic movie monster?
Wolfman. Wait, no, the Invisible Man.
I don't really have a favorite classic movie monster.
I'd probably go with the good old-fashioned Dracula. Since he was technically the first, horror movie individual or horror creature to ever basically be like, yeah, so you're not out of here, I'm just gonna follow you home. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, usually in most horror stories, Count Dracula, or at least the book Dracula, was like the first time in fiction the horrifying monster just straight up followed your ass home and came after you.
Dracula's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dracula's smart. That's the whole thing.
Alright, next question. This question comes from the sidekick simply known as Butterball. Oh, I know this kid.
That's not. Isn't Butterball the name of a Cenobite?
It is.
Yeesh.
And what's funny is that this kid is actually, like, his whole power is literally manipulating people's emotions so that they can feel incredible amounts of pain or pleasure whenever he wants them to.
Oh my god.
We are all
He
lucky.
did it on purpose.
We are all lucky that this kid is, like, a genuinely decent person, because if he wasn't, we'd all be fucked.
Literally.
Yeah.
It'd be like that one episode of Doom Patrol. I don't think you guys know. Have you guys seen the Doom Patrol show?
I have not.
Oh, God. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, basically, the question he ends up asking is, what is, like, in a fight between the Xenomorph from Alien or the Predators, who do we actually think would realistically win?
Probably the Predator.
Yeah.
Most likely the Predator.
Yeah,
because the Predator's got guns.
Yeah. And even if the Xenomorph doesn't die from, like, a lot of the space shit, like, the main thing here is that the Predator is a hunter, and Xenomorphs are basically wild animals. They might be smart, but they're not that goddamn smart.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alright. Next question. This one was asked to us by none other than the superhero by the name of Living Lightning. And she asked, what is the grossest thing we've ever seen in a horror movie?
The chest bursters from Alien.
I think that now that kind of fall under the general spectrum of like anything made by guys.
You're tapping out, detective.
Anything made by what?
That would kind of just fall into the spectrum of like anything that was made by.
The kid's cutting out. Detective.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
So anything made by what?
Anything made. What the shit? Anything made by H.R. Geiger.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played Darkseid?
No, but I have
Dark
played
Seed?
Scorn. Never played Darkseid, but I've played Scorn, and that entire game is inspired by H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, but like Darkseid, like Geiger actually worked on it with the developers. Turns out he's actually a pretty chill guy.
I mean, yeah, you make fun. I mean, usually artists who can make really incredibly fantastic art are usually really chill people in real life.
Yeah.
I like
Guess the grossest thing I've ever seen in a horror movie would have to be, like, that one moment in, like, I think it was Saw 5, where a guy almost drowned in a bunch of, like, guts of animals. Yeah, his whole trap was that he had to escape a pit that was filling up with animal guts before he drowned.
Saw is just nothing but gore.
Not the first three. Like, I feel like,
Like you mentioned Saw 5, like it's kind of explicit.
yeah, Saw 4 through the movies we got now, yeah, they're basically just gore fest, but the original trilogy is pretty damn solid. The first one is a classic, the second one is like an improvement, and the third one is not as good as the first. I mean, not as good as the second, but it's better than the first. Like, that's kind of the thing, which actually leads me into the next question asked by Camera Lad, and he asks, what is like a misconception about your favorite horror franchise you wish people would stop believing? And for me, as I just said, the Saw movies or the Hostel movies, because everyone thinks those films are nothing but gore, but that's not actually true. The first Hostel movie is not a gore fest. The reason why it's so damn disturbing is because it doesn't show much. You know, it isn't until the later movies that they become gore fest. Same with Saw. Everyone assumes every Saw movie is the same. It's not. These franchises actually started out really good. What about you
And then
two?
it's got worse.
Yeah,
Like, it's funny that you mentioned. It's funny that you mentioned Postal actually, because like the movie of that is exactly what you think it is. It's just crass and obscene for the sake of crass and obscene.
Pretty much.
And honestly, that's kind of what makes it funny, because like it's almost as if Uwe Boll is like finally having a bit of self-awareness about how awful his movies are. The fact that like Vince Desi, the guy who like is pretty much responsible for making all the Postal games, like the CEO of Running with Scissors, shows up and just literally beats the crap out of Uwe Boll himself. It's amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not trying to like to have the same pseudo meta commentary that like the rest of the Postal series has, but it's like almost as if like it's trying to just be like a meta commentary on the Postal series itself. Like it's a parody of the parody, and normally like I find those to be really obnoxious, but in this case it kind of works. Oh, that's how. I don't know. That's just what I think, though.
True.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything that comes to mind personally.
Huh.
All right. Well, what is all right? Let's go with the last question. This will be another short episode, and this is well, oh boy. Okay. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, hopefully you guys actually have an answer for this, and if you do, I might feel a little bad, but it's what is an experience that you had not just with like a villain or anything else, but specifically just a very disturbing experience you just had in life that you would describe as something straight out of a horror movie or a horror scenario.
My name is Zach Bagans, and I never believed in ghosts until I came face to face with one.
Oh boy.
Oh god. Okay, but like no, like all jokes aside, I actually did have an experience with the ghost like long before I became a superhero.
Huh.
I was like 11 years old at the time, and my family was like taking a vacation to Russia. I was at like some hotel, and then just I hear someone whispering to me. You know, just like the entire time I'm there, and like it's driving me nuts because like I can't figure out like if anyone's doing it. I think it's my folks like playing a trick on me or something, but no, it's not. Then like when I go to bed, like there's like a little girl like hovering in midair like right above me, like 2 inches from my face. Nice. That was the first time I pissed the bed ever since I was 5.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, well, thankfully she didn't do anything else. She just spooked me for once and then never showed up again. I did hear more giggling like when we left the place. Yes, I think she kind of wanted me to leave. I don't know why. I'm such a fun and approachable guy.
Huh.
Rude.
Hello, my name is Carmen Winstead. I am 17 years old and I am dead.
Carmen Winstead.
Oh my god, it was this really hilarious like freaking chainmail thing where you had to pretty much just, you know, send to a bunch of people. It's one of those chainmail things, that's what it was. It was hilarious.
It's a creepypasta. Yeah. Oh, there's this kid I'm talking. I think I should rephrase that. There's this friend of mine whose kid is like writing his own creepypasta story, and he's just like trying to like basically make it like a big collaborative like crossover between his own character and all these other creepypasta characters. Maybe he could reference this. Maybe I could bring this up to her.
Oh, that'd be nice. Alright, okay, so what about you, Dr. Rain?
Yeah. Notice I was quiet. I was contemplating something. I don't really remember any sort of traumatic experience.
Alright,
I've had that repressed.
It doesn't have to be traumatic, just a situation you could say would probably fit in with a horror movie.
Yeah, either way, I think those certain memories were kind of repressed because I don't remember any of it.
Damn. Well, it makes me... Wait, isn't there like a magical spell you can cast on yourself to, you know, bring up repressed memories?
Probably doesn't work when you do it on yourself, though.
Yeah, okay.
You want a Gilderoy Lockhart situation?
Eh.
I can't believe I'm referring to that in a case like this.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense to refer to it.
Hey, I'll probably get another wizard to do it, but yeah, but either way, I don't remember.
Oh well, I guess in my position and situation, a terrifying thing that I mainly went through, like something that I personally dealt with, was when I first met my wife, actually. The reason why I consider this to be straight out of a horror movie is because my wife's father is a magical user, but he chose to become a psychologist. Problem is, he is also a closet racist. He did not like me. He did not like me. See,
oh my god.
Oh no.
yeah, in fact, I feel like the only reason he adopted my wife when she was a baby was specifically to, for all intents and purposes, was to, like, specifically say, like, I'm not racist, my daughter is black.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And when I started going out with her, she just straight up, Jesus Christ, she just straight up, like that dude used his magic on me to try and make me feel disgusted by my own wife. And unfortunately, it worked. It temporarily worked.
Oh no.
Yeah. Of course, eventually I figured out that it was a goddamn spell. Like, it really was just straight up a spell, and, you know, I couldn't deal with what he had done to me, because he was literally trying to mentally manipulate me into hating somebody I loved. And I just, boy, I just cannot, under any circumstance, I can't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. I was mentally scarred because he would give me literal fucking nightmares. Like, actual nightmares about my wife doing terrible things to me. Let's just say she cut him out years ago and I haven't seen that idiot, but just... Jesus Christ. It was terrible. It was really, really terrible. So yeah, part of me wishes I could suppress those memories, but well, we don't have time for that. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Celestial Citadel Superheroes, and hopefully we can get into some more spooky topics and have longer stories next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.